Hey guys, I'm Jade and today I'm going to be doing my September TBR. I have 9 books that I want to read this month because I realized when I looked on my Goodreads challenge, I had challenged myself to read 75 books this year. Last year I think I challenged myself to read 70 and I read like 72 or something, so I'm like, let me up it by a couple books. I think originally I had it like 80, but then I put it down. And so it said I had only read 41 books out of 75. And it said I was 8 books behind schedule, and so then I like divided 34, which is how many books I'm supposed to read before the end of the year, which sounds like a lot, divided by 4 months that I have left. So it said that I would have to read 8.5 books per month to reach my goal by the end of the year. And so that's kind of a lot. I mean, like sometimes I can read 2 books a week, but it just depends. But so from now on, I am at least going to be trying to reach that. Whether I can or not, we will see, but I'm going to be trying to reach that goal. So I'm going to be giving myself a pretty big TBR, hoping that I can read all those books that month so I can be on schedule and hit my goal by the end of the year. So this month I have a lot of books. I'm gonna try to read 9 books this month, and we will see how it goes at my September wrap up. So let's get on to the books I am hoping to read this month. So the first book that I wanted to read in September, I actually already read and finished. I read it and finished it on the first day of September, so I read it in one day. So that's 1 book down, 8 more to go. And that book is All Lined Up by Cora Carmack. A lot of my friends have really been loving this book and her series lately, and I had read her other book, Losing It, and really liked it, so I ordered this, and I was just, because I hadn't really read a new adult book in a while, and I was like, you know what, I'm kind of in the mood, and that's why I ended up picking it up the other day and just reading it really quick. It's kind of what I needed. It's a really short book. It's like 300 pages. I'm not going to say what I thought of this book because that will be my September TBR. It's weird because I normally say I'm excited to read it, but I already read it. So yeah. The next book that I'll be reading this month is Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. I don't currently have my copy because it is in the mail. It is supposed to get here tomorrow, which I'm so excited about. Oh my god, I don't even know. But it is the 4th book in the Throne of Glass series, and it is one of my most anticipated books this year. But it's like, it probably actually is my most anticipated book this year. It's kind of between Queen of Shadows and Winter. Anyways, it was like super high on my list this year, and I'm so excited that I will finally be able to read it, and I know I'm gonna like blow through it, and I just hope there's not like a huge cliffhanger like the end of all her books, but I'm sure there will be, because like the end of all her books, she leaves a huge cliffhanger. But I'm so excited to be reading it. I love Sarah J. Maas. I love the Throne of Glass series, and I'm just so excited. I just want to get my hands on it. I just want to hold it. I just want to hold it. So hopefully we'll be here tomorrow and I get started. The next book that I want to read this month is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Now you're probably wondering why I'm not showing this cover, because this is the cover I'm sure you were expecting to see, because I have the whole box set. And by the way, this is like a really cool cover, like probably my favorite I've seen so far. But randomly, when I was like 9, I think, I wrote a letter to the Easter Bunny. I don't think I still believed in it, but I figured if I wrote a letter, I would get a good gift. I would get like good stuff. So I wrote a letter, like, you know, like where you put like all the stickers of the letters, and anyways, and so then I come down and this was my Easter gift, which kind of didn't really make sense because I'd only read the first book with my class the year before. I hadn't read any of the other ones, so why my mom bought me the 5th book, I don't know. And I even tried reading it, but since A, I hadn't read any of the other books, and B, I think I kind of had a short attention span at that point because I read the first page and was like, no, this is boring, go away. Like, I'm like, I can't do him just staring at the sky. Like, I literally read like the first page, closed it, put it on my shelf, and it's been there for the past 10 years now. And I'd actually been I was trying to sell it last year because it is like a really nice collector's edition. This is the box, and then it comes out, and so it's like a really nice edition. It's signed by J.K. Rowling, and so I was trying to like sell it because I was kind of poor and wanted some money because I could get like 50 bucks for this. But I'm kind of happy I didn't sell it because it's like really nice, and now I actually have like one of the original books. Hoping to really like this book. I know this is a lot of people's favorite book. It was my least favorite movie though. So we'll see what I think of it. And this book is like the longest one. I think this is like over 800 pages, but since the last one was like 730 or something, and I was still like really into it, I'm not really intimidated by this. But I do think, since I have 2 copies, I do think I will be reading from this one, because I do like I just like reading from hardcovers better, and especially like this isn't really like a super floppy paperback, and it's like really thick, and I don't want to like mess up the binding on it, which I know will happen since it's so big and such like a dense paperback. So I'll be reading from this, and it's also just like they like kind of stay open a little bit better than paperbacks. So yeah, I think I'll be reading out of this copy this month. But anyways, that's a lot of stuff about which copy of Harry Potter I'm going to be reading. Anyways, I'm very excited to read it. I'm also hoping to get to Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I kind of just want to finish the series because I'm just like, yes, like I want to go on to the next book, but I'm like, oh, I have other books I should be reading too. I kind of just want to like marathon this, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, just be realistic. Let's say I'll get to 2 books. So I'm hoping to get to Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince this month after I finish Order of the Phoenix, obviously. I hope I can get to this one this month. And then I will be at Deathly Hallows next month and we'll have finished the series, even though I've already read Deathly Hallows. The next book I want to read this month is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I have been hearing so many good things about this book and this author. I have read one of her young adult books. I can't remember the name of it. I don't really remember it that well. I was like about it, but I've heard so many good things about all her other books. I've been hearing so much about this, and it just sounds like a super interesting plot line, and the cover's super cool, and I got it last month from my secret featured buddy, so thank you for getting this for me, and I'm really excited to read it. I've been wanting to read it since it came out in February, but I just got the book like last month. So I don't actually really know much about this book. All I know is it's an adult book, and it involves parallel Londons. So it sounds like it might be a little similar to 1,000 Pieces of You. So I'm curious to kind of see if they have any like correlations in how their alternate universes work. So there's gray London, there's red London, there's white London, there's black London, and I think he lives in gray London, and it's a London without magic. And then there's white London that has magic. And then there's like black London that's like really dark magic. I don't know all about it. I just know he like hops around the different Londons and stuff. So just from that, I'm like really intrigued by it. And I'm really excited to read it. The next book I am hoping to read, because I am planning on going to his event at the very beginning of October. So I'll probably be reading this at the end of September. But this is one that I'm like really kind of like have to get to. And this month is Hollow City. It's the second book in the Miss Peregrine's Peculiar Children series. It's been like 2 years. It's been a while since I read the first book. I read it very soon after it came out, and this came out last January, I think. And I just wasn't really in the mood to read it at all. And I heard this one wasn't quite as good as the first one, but the third one is coming out at the very end of September, and since I am going to one of his events, I want to be caught up on this one so then I can read Library of Souls. I am curious though to see what all is gonna go down in this book, because I did really enjoy the first one, and I did really enjoy all the pictures in it. So this is a sequel, so can't really talk much about this, but the first one was pretty cool. But I will tell you a little bit about the first one. So it's about this boy, and his grandfather his whole life had always told him these stories about like this home he was in with all these like weird kids with like weird abilities and stuff, and so obviously he never really believed this, but then like something happens to him. I don't remember really what happened. Something happens to him that makes him kind of believe, and so he goes to find the school and everything, and just kind of what happens after that. So I'm really hoping I can get to this month, and I think I will. I just hope there was like some kind of refresher at the beginning of this book, because I really don't remember much of what went on in that book since it's been like 2 years since I read it. Next book I have is I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. I have a lot of fantasy sci-fi stuff this month, so probably figured I'd need a nice contemporary book, and I've heard really good things about this. It's about these 2 twins, and it's told from like 2 different timelines. One of them is told from when they were 13, and the other one is told from their 16 and when they were 13. They were both really close, but then something happened that made them not. And so when they're 16, they're really like not close at all. So it's told from dueling perspectives. The brother Noah, he's the one telling it from age 13, and the girl is telling it from 16. So it sounds really interesting. Like, I haven't really heard of that kind of style of writing a book. I know a lot of people like said this book gives you like a lot of the feels, and like a lot of people cried during this book. So I'm excited to read it and see what's all going on in it. The next book I have is The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. This is a high fantasy book about a girl who is a princess, and on her wedding day she runs away because she doesn't want to be married off to a man she's never met before. So she runs away to this village and is living there, and she meets two handsome strangers that come to town. And so one of them is the prince that she was supposed to marry, and the other one is an assassin who was sent to kill her. But she doesn't know this about either one, and it's told, I think, from their perspectives too. And I just heard there's it's a huge plot twist in this book, and it just sounds really interesting. Kind of curious to see like who I think is the assassin and who I think is the prince, because you don't know. And I'm assuming that's what the twist is about, that it's like the opposite of what you think, or I don't know. And I'm really excited to read this book. It came out like a year ago, and I've been wanting to read it for a while. So I'm really excited to read this. The sequel just came out like a month ago, so I want to read this and then get to the sequel because I've just heard really good things about it, and I want to read it already. Okay, let's go to the next book. The last book that I'm hoping I can get to this month is The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness. This is an art copy. I got this at Comic-Con. It comes out on October 6th, so not that much longer to go, about a month. And it just sounded super interesting. They were just like handing out arcs and you kind of got what you got, but this is one of the ones I got. One of the ones I'd actually been interested in that I hadn't heard of before. It just sounds super cool. Like, I just really love the concept of this. So I'll just read you the little blurb on the back of the book. What if you aren't the chosen one, the one who's supposed to fight the zombies or the soul-eating ghost or whatever new thing is next? That's what it's like for Mickey, who just wants to graduate and go to the prom and maybe finally work up the courage to ask Hannah out before someone goes and blows up the high school again. But sometimes you just have to find the extraordinary in your ordinary life. And so I really like the concept of this. It just sounds so cool that it's like, because in like all these paranormal books, it's obviously, it's like, it's happening to that person. But so this is where it's like they live in a world where there's paranormal stuff or whatever, but they're not the ones fighting it. They're just the normal ones kind of trying to go about their lives while this stuff's happening. I find that so cool, and it just sounds like a really cool concept. And I'm just like, I've never really heard about a book like this, and I've heard really good things about Patrick Ness. I've never read one of his books, so I think it will be cool to read one of his books and find out what I think, and it just sounds so interesting. So I am pumped to get to this book. So I'm hoping I can get to this book this month, and if not this month, then hopefully next month. But we're gonna hope, we're gonna cross our fingers I can get to this book this month. These books are in no particular order really, which I want to read. We'll just see what I'm in the mood for. I've got a good like mix of books this month, so I can kind of pick up what I'm in the mood for at that point. And so hopefully I'll actually read all these books and not like stray off to other ones. Here's hoping I can actually get to all these books and get back on track with hitting my reading goal this year. Alright, so let's stack these books up. Can't really see, sorry. And one more. Don't fall. Yeah. Oh. Ah! Okay. I think I got this. Okay. Okay. Ooh, this is heavy. Oh my god, this is heavy. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Oh, okay. There they all are, minus Queen of Shadows. Oh my god, this is really fucking heavy. Oh my god, this is really heavy. Like, holy shit, this is really heavy. Oh, I'm getting an arm workout just from doing this. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, kind of moved it back on. Okay. God, I got no upper body strength whatsoever. So those are all the books that I'm hoping to read this month. It's a total of 9 books. I've already knocked 1 out. So that's 8 more books I need to read this month to be on track for my reading goal. It's a lot of books, but we will see at the end of the month if I got to all these books or not. Alright, so that is it for my September TBR. So let me know down in the comments what you guys are reading for September and what book you're most excited to be reading this month. For me, it is definitely Queen of Shadows. I am so excited and so pumped for that book. Mailman needs to freaking deliver it already so I can get that because I need it in my hands and to be reading it already. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.